Our partnership with Tobii came very late in development. We were nearly done with the game. Everything was basically in place. We're just trying to tweak it, polish it, get the bugs out. Hey look, let's add eye tracking. Okay, why not? We were contacted by the representatives at Tobii, so I ended up going out to GDC, checking out Tobii's eye tracking in some other games, seeing what kind of features they do, what it can add to the game.
Those guys have been doing the main development, right? So I've been working with them on how to best integrate the kind of stuff that they put into games generally into our game in particular.
But for the most part, it's worked very well. They are extremely talented and they know how to hook things in. Even though we've got a fully custom engine, they said that it's been fairly easy to get in there and hook up the features. We support Clean UI, which is while you're looking at the center of the screen, all the health bars and the objective indicators, those all fade out. And then as you look at each individual item, they'll fade in. If you look away, they fade back out.
My first impression was that I love, the UI going away. I love getting more peripheral vision. I love, having access to more of the screen and then just getting information as I want it.
We support extended view, which is if you look to the sides, to the bottom, or move your head, it'll move the camera while you're looking around.
It's a different way to interact with the game, right? Like using your eyes, which is kind of weird because you'd think that you use your eyes all the time when interacting with the game. But really it's like, okay, my eyes dictate what my hands are gonna do. In this case, my eyes actually dictate what the game's gonna do, and that feels good.
You can look at a spot on screen and pull a fine aim, and it will zoom the camera in to that point.
It really just speeds things up, right? It's very natural because it's just going to where you're looking anyways. I would naturally be looking over here at my new target when I go into fine aim.
So we took this to E3 and showed it off at Tobii's booth, and literally every person who walked up, within a minute, they were hooked. A lot of people said, it feels like I'm controlling the game with my mind. Because when people walked up, they'd go to reach for the controller and I'd take it away from them. Like, no, you don't need a controller. You don't get one yet. You have to earn it. We even had a guy come up and play the demo that had an eye patch on. No problem. Their ability to detect is really impressive and the precision is great. The fact that it does all of this on the hardware and it's not sucking up CPU cycles from the game, also awesome. Like you can plug it in, you're not gonna drop your frame rate.
One of the nice things about seeing eye tracking is that it's like true data, whereas when you ask players, did they notice this thing or did they look at this when they were looking for where their health bar was or something like that, right? A lot of times people remember incorrectly. You can't always trust the interview at the end of a playtest, but what you can trust is they were actually looking at this thing. This many people are using a mini-map. This many people are actually noticing the objective changes, stuff like that.
Well, I actually think this would be great for more interface design. But if we got just use my eyes to say, oh, I want to, mess with my gear, let me go look at that. Oh, expand the details. I'm going to stare at it for a little bit, get information on how much progress I have until I level this thing up. I think that's nice. It'll really help out with the user experience, right?
There are things that are complete gimmicks to me. Eye tracking to me is something that it is so natural and intuitive. I think there's a ton of possibility there on things that can be done for everybody, for people that have some kind of disability where they're not able to use normal controls, they can use this. I talked to somebody who is a disabled veteran at E3 and he is interested in what this can do for people who want to be able to play games but don't have the ability because they lost a limb. So there's a lot of ways that it can augment the normal ways that you'd interact with stuff in a very natural way. It's not something that you have to completely learn and it's weird and awkward. It's just, you look at thing and it does what you want.